Alright, what is going on YouTube? We are back. And we're going to be doing a back day, a full back day. Let me see here. How many weeks into this cut are we? So we're 5 weeks into this little mini cut. We're just trying to, maintain, if not progress in the gym. So that's kind of what we have on the agenda today is we want to just absolutely destroy our backs. Or destroy our back, progress in a couple of lifts, but also be able to get a good stimulus in the back as well, and not just like move weight to move weight. The whole theme of today's workout is going to be explaining how my training split works, as well as tips and tricks that help me connect with my back more, because that's definitely more of a weak point for me that we're trying to just bring up. So we're just doing a mini cut right now to kind of clean up and get in the right spot for this next push phase, where we're gonna be pushing calories pretty high. Hopefully one more really good push in before we consider what the next possibilities might be. I'm not saying I'm doing a show yet. That's not what I'm saying. For all you guys who are wondering, can't promise a show yet, because a lot of people don't realize that, and I actually just put a talking segment up in my story about this today, about how environment is crucial for progression, especially in a prep. So yeah, if I do a prep, I want to be in the greatest spot mentally, in the best environment I possibly can be in, so that I can focus and continue my coaching business, because I don't want to be like sacrificing my business for my prep. I mean, if it has to happen a little bit, I'm fine with it, because I've been after this goal for a long time, but I don't want to be trying to let this affect too many areas of my life. So that's why environment is crucial. And my coach talks a lot about that. It's probably part of the reason why he earned his pro card. So anyway, if I do end up doing a prep, I want to be in the right place for that. I don't know if it's going to be here in Alaska or if potentially it might be somewhere else where I'm closer to my coach. There's lots of stuff up in the air, lots of cool updates that are coming soon, guys. I'm just excited to be back doing this. The last 2 weeks have been like busy, to say the least. Oh man, I'm burping a lot today. Been working on client programs. Lots of crazy things are happening, man, and I'm excited just to continue doing this and providing videos for you guys, because it's enjoyable. I actually love doing these videos, and it's been something I've been doing for a long time. I've just taken breaks on and off, and I don't really want to do that anymore. I realize, because it's kind of selfish for me to be doing that, especially with like the knowledge that I've gained over the past like 3 years of just training and really taking this stuff seriously. Because I've been training for 6 years, but only really like bodybuilding training and locking in with that for like the past 3, and I've learned so much through that. So I think it's going to be beneficial for me to just spread as much of that information to you guys through education, through funny videos. I like those funny those math class clips we're doing. But yeah, guys, I'm excited to just like continue to do that stuff in the future, because and let me know in the comments too, like what you guys want to see as well, because it's hard for me to like actually pinpoint what people are struggling with if like I don't actually know what people are actually struggling with, which it kind of seems to be a lot of the same things, like just being able to put on size. But yeah, other than that, I'll just see you guys when we get to the gym. All right, so we're starting with hamstring curls, because it's kind of like a posterior day for me. So we're gonna start with a little bit of calves and hamstrings, just to get like some more volume in there, because I only have like hamstrings for like 3 or 4 sets my actual leg day. It's just another great way to get in more volume. And I'll explain more about my split after we do this set. Let's go. Come on. You So for that set, I bumped the weight down a little bit from the first set, because the way I like to do rep ranges is, like, I'm anywhere between like 8 and 12 reps, but if I'm gonna hit 8 reps, like, it should probably be more on like one of those heavier sets. You know, I got 10 reps at last set. I don't want this next set to be extremely heavy and less reps. I want to get around the same reps, if not more. So I'm just dropping the weight a little bit to get like around the same, if not more reps. I usually do my heaviest top set first. It's kind of the way I like to do things. All right, let's move on to some rope pullovers. All right, so with these, I'm gonna put this kind of at like, I wouldn't say all the way up. If I can feel it and I'm bending over like this, right? It shouldn't go much above my shoulders. That's kind of where you start to lose that lat tension. So like, I'm gonna put this up a little bit. And keeping your arms as straight as possible here. Drive that lower lat. I usually like to do between like 2 to 3 warm-up sets for most exercises, especially if it's like the starting of that certain muscle group. So like this is starting out our back movements. So I like to do 2 to 3 warm-up sets just before I actually know what weight I want to do. And usually, like, that's the other thing too. I'm tracking all my stuff in my notebook, so I have a pretty good idea of what I want it at, but it's just to make sure my form is all the way there before I just haphazardly jump into a top set. So if I do that, like, you're not gonna be able to get the best movement and the most out of that exercise if you don't know what you're doing. I kinda wanna just take a second to explain my split because it's super confusing. I feel like I've explained it to so many people, but they just don't understand it and why I'm doing all these different body parts on each day. Once you get to a certain point in your off season, like, volume is gonna get so high that it's just you're gonna be throwing in volume in different areas, especially if like you're enhanced like bodybuilder, right? Because you can do more and recover from more. That's kind of why, like, you know, we're using them in the first place so we can recover from more. It basically starts out like this, all right? So my check-in day is Thursday, so that's where my weekly split starts. So first day is chest, tricep, and delt, so it's more of like a push session with a little bit of calves to start if I want to as well. I haven't been as great at doing calves lately, but peak off season I was doing like 4 or 5 times a day, or not 4 to 5 times a week. So day 2, it's a full lower with bias on the quads. So it's pretty much like 12 to 15 sets of quads, but then it's got a little bit of hamstrings at the end and a little bit of shoulders. I'm also hitting like shoulders 5 times a week as well, because shoulders are a smaller muscle, so you can hit them, they can recover fast, you can hit them again. But day 3 is a full lat focused back day with a little bit of biceps and a little bit of shoulders. Sunday, it's a rest day. Monday, again, it's chest with a focus on mainly delts, not triceps. And then the last day, today, this is posterior work at the beginning. So like I said, calves, hamstrings, then a full upper back day with a little bit of lats at the beginning, like I said here, and then biceps and a tiny bit of triceps. So it's confusing, but you know, that's how you figure out the split that works for you. Is like you start with a basic split and then you add on volume as you're progressing in the gym. That's it for those. And we're gonna move on to that side of the gym. It's like an upper back pull down. All right, so this is a great machine. It's gonna be like an upper back focus. Now, obviously, I hold my hands in here, and not everyone's gonna have one of these machines at their gym, but a great substitute for this machine and this exercise is to take a straight bar for your lat pull down. And it's a great upper back exercise as well, but you're just leaning further back in the seat and you're squeezing traps back and trying to squeeze those, like think about squeezing a grape in between your back, trying to smush a grape between your back. And that's essentially what you're doing with this exercise. It's gonna have a little bit of lats activated, but it's gonna be mainly like that upper back trap area because you're leaning back further. But yeah, I like to use straps for a lot of back workouts because I noticed that my forearms were doing all the work and my back still lacked significantly. And so since switching to straps, I've just noticed a lot more back progression, but I can also feel the muscle a lot more. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Wenn die Kinder unerzogen, schon der Vater hat gedroht. Der schwarze Mann, wird dich holen, wenn du nicht folgst meinem Gebot. Und das glauben wir bis heute, so in Angst sind Land und Leute. Etwas Schlimmes wird geschehen, das Böse schwarzen Mann.
Oh.
In Dunkelheit schleicht
Appreciate it, Nick.
Bist du
You need to get a fucking mouth guard to chew on.
I do.
You can bite down and clench.
Yeah, I do. I've seen other bodybuilders use those things. Or gum.
I have gum right now.
Yeah.
But I also have mouth guard. When I was deadlifting, I shifted tooth before.
Yeah.
Biting
Just
down,
like go harder, yeah.
Harder.
Yeah.
Placebo, bro.
Exactly. Use it to your advantage. Yeah.
und die Furcht wächst in die Nacht, gar kein Auge zugemacht. Der Rücken nass, die Hände klamm, alle haben Angst vom schwarzen Mann.
Oh, these sets are so exhausting. But for this movement, I'm making sure to keep my elbows out because I want to focus more on my upper back, my thickness. Again, I'm thinking about squeezing that grip in between my traps. But I'm not coming way back here because that's just gonna eliminate the amount of squeeze I get, and it's not gonna put as much tension on the muscles. I come forward a little bit. You're rounding your shoulders and your lats when you come forward to get a better stretch, but you're not coming way back here, essentially. So kind of finding that spot right here where you feel most of that tension, keep my chest up, you're gonna get the best squeeze that way. Also, like this one, don't do a weight that's super, like this one I've noticed a lot, like I've had to just bump down the weight because I just realized that I haven't been actually stimulating the muscle properly. And as soon as I did that, like I was able to get a lot more cleaner reps and I actually noticed more soreness in my back, which is crazy. But it's a mixture of both, right? Like I did a heavy top set for my first set. That one I kind of bumped down a little bit and I think it's still too heavy, so I'm gonna bump down even more. All right, so that was my heavier top set. And as you guys saw, Nick was able to help me get a couple assisted. And like, I would honestly argue without Nick's like help for those extra assisted reps, that would have been a lot less productive of a set. The issue with going those super heavy sets, especially if you're like not 100% confident you can be the perfect like form, but you still want to progress, having someone to actually give you assistance or just help you like improve the reps for the last couple can drastically improve a set performance and the actual efficacy of a set. So when I'm doing these, I'm keeping my elbow at the same position, no matter if I'm up the curl or down here. That way, I'm keeping constant tension in the bicep, which is what you want. Especially if we're gonna be going heavy like this, we're not gonna be trying to waste the set by just moving a bunch of weight for no reason. We're gonna be actually trying to keep that constant tension there. It almost like kind of helps, like if you think about just keeping your bicep flexed the whole time, like in different positions, like even when you're down here, you know what I mean? That way you can kind of get that mind-muscle connection, keeping your palms facing up for the most part, and not like squeezing the actual grip, because that's gonna lead to less tension on the bicep. Play around with it. I don't usually do these on this day. It's my other back day, but preacher curl is being reconstructed somehow. I don't know. So we just have to work with what we got. All right, so final thoughts for that workout. It was a pretty killer workout, like in the sense that like I was putting intensity through. I definitely noticed like for like the first couple sets, like it was hard to kind of just get into like that mindset where it's like, all right, performance here, performance, especially with like me not hitting like those rep range that I wanted to with that weight. But overall, I was able to feel my back more today. I changed up a couple things in the way I was doing it. Wrote down my notebook. That's the key, guys. If you notice changes and you're starting to change things up, you know, keep track of it, because why would you make all these changes and then not be able to have like a track record of what you've tried already? You know what I mean? If you're doing a constant different setting on a weight or machine every different week, like that's not going to lead to progress, because you guys are gonna be confused on why it feels different. That's why you need to keep track of that, writing that stuff down in your notebook. Because it's super helpful. But that's about it for the day, guys. If you guys enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe to boost the algorithm, help me get these videos out to more people who might benefit from these videos. So if you enjoyed and learned something today, that would be a huge, tremendous help. Stay tuned for the next mass class video. We are going to be pumping these out again. I just had to kind of figure out some things, because my cameraman has moved away, so we have to kind of figure out some new ways and what we're going to do for the future of the channel and future of mass class. But we're figuring it out, because that's the only way we can do it. The next video we post will be a pre-lift talk, so stay tuned for that, guys, and I will see you guys later. Peace.